This is an aimlessly wandering mini adventure. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada at the beautiful Luxor Hotel. And you know, I've been coming to Vegas since I was 13 years old, at least once a year on average. And no, it's not for the gambling. It's usually for work, maybe a little bit of pleasure, but not for the gambling. In my trips here over the years, I've learned so much about Las Vegas, and I also read a lot of Wikipedia. So today, while I'm here, I figured I'd put together a quick little video to share some of the things I've learned throughout my visits here and talking to locals as well. So today, we're gonna go on a little mini adventure on Aimlessly Wandering.
I hope you packed your walking shoes, a little curiosity, and maybe a lucky charm. Because on this episode of Aimlessly Wandering, we're taking the scenic and shortcut routes through the Las Vegas Strip. From pyramid-sized facts to time-saving tips, Episode 20 is your jackpot guide to Sin City. Episode 20 starts now.
Luxor Las Vegas, the world's only pyramid-shaped hotel, casino, and entertainment complex.
The Luxor Hotel opened up in 1993, and it was owned by Circus Circus Enterprises at that time. It was built as part of the family-friendly attempt to revitalize the Strip and get their families to bring their kids here, so then that way it could become a great little adventure.
With treasure comes adventure, and you'll find plenty at Luxor's trilogy of cutting-edge special effects attractions. In Search of the Obelisk, a wild chase through a mysterious underground pyramid. Luxor Live, an out-of-this-world talk show where you will behold a fabulous 3D solar eclipse. And The Theater of Time, a magical glimpse into 3 alternative visions of the future.
The theme was obviously pyramid. They worked on the pyramid structure itself over a period of a long time, and they built it after studying Egypt, and they actually took 3 trips over there to learn more about Egyptian culture, and they had Egyptian scientists and historians help them.
During the years of examining King Tut's tomb, hundreds of photographs and drawings were made, which is how, within Luxor, we were able to create an exact replica of the tomb, including beautiful recreations of the art, jewelry, and other treasures Howard Carter discovered many years ago.
When the Luxor opened, it actually had a little ravine ride in it, so you could ride around the hotel in a little water kind of ride and learn about the ancient pharaohs.
Within Luxor, you can voyage back 3,000 years on the River Nile, past elaborate murals illustrating the rich history of the ancient Egyptian empire, and look upon the seated Ramses of Abu Simbel.
They also built the brightest man-made light on top of the pyramid, which is viewable from space, and on a clear day can actually be seen from Los Angeles, California, allegedly. Over the years, they decided to scrap all of the Egyptian themes, or at least tone it down a bit. Somewhere in the late 90s or early aughts, they added 2 more towers that had a total of 2,000 rooms, and they are still here. They've got Carrot Top, they've done America's Got Talent, Las Vegas, they have the Titanic exhibit, they have the Bodies exhibit. They also hold the record for the world's largest atrium. Along the way, MGM bought them out, or at least bought out Circus Circus Enterprises, and they are now owned by MGM Resorts International and are part of the M Life group. We're gonna go check out the atrium, and I'm gonna show you how you can get from Luxor to either Mandalay Bay or Excalibur without going outside. Let's go check it out. If you're starting off in the lobby of the Luxor, what you want to do is look for the check-in desk and then find the escalators, which are directly behind the check-in desk. You're going to go up there to the atrium level.
And just like that, our ancient journey begins with the sacred escalators of Luxor. Legend says those who reach the atrium shall be mildly winded, especially if they skipped leg day.
When Luxor first opened, they actually had a museum that contained pieces from ancient Egypt. It was one of their star attractions, but when MGM bought out Circus Circus and decided to scale back on the themes of Egypt, they actually donated that collection to the Las Vegas Museum. So it's there somewhere, just not here. But if you look around, you can obviously still see the remnants of the Egyptian themes. Now, once you've reached the atrium level, what you're going to want to do is look for the gigantic sign that says play. That is an adult's playground, 21 and up. Haven't been yet, but definitely on my radar. Once you see that play sign, you're actually going to cut right down this hallway, and that'll take you to the shops of Mandalay Place. Let's go. Once you've followed that hallway down, you're going to follow it straight to the end. You're going to get to an escalator bank and a stair bank, and that's when you arrive at Mandalay Bay and W Hotel.
As we descend into the golden glow of Mandalay Bay, prepare yourself. for bright lights, bold bets, and probably a few questionable life choices waiting to happen along the way. We are in Vegas after all.
Introducing our exciting new rooms and beautiful beachside casino, Mandalay Bay, feel the glow.
So Mandalay Bay opened on March 2nd, 1999 on the site of the former Hacienda Hotel and Casino. MGM acquired Mandalay Bay in 2005 and the Blackstone Group became a co-owner in 2020. It's connected to the Luxor Hotel, and I'm going to show you how to get from Mandalay Bay to either Luxor or Excalibur without really having to go outside. So you've made it to Mandalay Bay, you've checked it out, maybe you've had some food, tried your luck at the tables, but you want to go further down the strip. Now, you have two options. You could take the walkway to Luxor like we just did, or if you don't want to go through the maze, you can actually catch a free tram ride right here in Mandalay Bay. It'll take you to one of two places. One will take you to Luxor and then Excalibur. They also have an express train that goes straight from Mandalay Bay to Excalibur. I'll show you where to find that. As soon as you walk in the main doors, or maybe you're coming from the lobby, your first clue is the Hazel Cocktail Bar or Paradiso. When you get to those locations, you'll be staring straight at the casino floor. You want to take your first right and look for the tattoo parlor. When you've hit Starlight Tattoo, you're going to go straight up the escalators. You can't miss it.
For those seeking a more refined route through the Strip, simply ascend via the escalator and board the complimentary monorail. No need to brave the crowds or desert sun. This, dear traveler, is Vegas the aimlessly wandering way. And just like that, we glide above the glittering city, suspended between past and present, pyramids and palaces. Welcome aboard this brief but beautiful journey through the heart of Las Vegas.
Welcome to the fabulous Excalibur Hotel Casino. I'm King Arthur. Join me on a guided tour of the largest and most exciting hotel in the world.
Now, what's interesting about Excalibur is that it too was built in the family-friendly time of Las Vegas. When it opened, it actually was shaped like a castle and featured Lancelot's knights, the Knights of Shining Armor. And when the hotel opened, they also had a moat and a dragon show, and they had live actors perform, and there was fire. Too, by the wayside. Now, there's just remnants of the moat, and if you look close enough, you can find it. This wind is ridiculous.
Once upon a time, Excalibur had a full working moat. Now, let's just say the magic evaporated, much like my energy after this walk. From medieval times to modern marvels, welcome to New York, New York. Skyscrapers, a roller coaster, and Lady Liberty herself.
I'll take Manhattan, the Bronx and Staten Island too. Hail Caesar, toss me a salad.
It's the greatest city in Las Vegas.
The great big city is a wondrous toy, made for a girl and boy.
New York Hotel and Casino.
We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy.
Opening January 3rd.
So far, we've taught you how to get from Luxor to Mandalay Bay, from Mandalay Bay to Excalibur. Walking across the bridge brings you to New York, Las Vegas. This hotel was modeled after none other than the city of New York. If you're coming for a hockey game or a basketball game or any sort of March Madness event or really any big concert at the T-Mobile Arena, chances are you're going to walk through this lobby. Now, you can't miss it. There is a roller coaster that is attached to New York, and it is one of the only, if not the only, roller coasters right on the Las Vegas Strip. To get there, you want to make your way to the hotel registration desk, follow the signs up for the roller coaster, and if you're bringing kids here, they do also have an arcade, so that'll make them kind of feel like they're gambling, I guess. No surprise, New York is once again owned by, you guessed it, MGM Resorts International.
Because nothing says Manhattan quite like a roller coaster roaring through skyscrapers, and an arcade where your kids can lose quarters faster than you lose poker chips.
Prepare yourself. It's the moment of no return. At velocities faster than humanly possible. With G-forces that'll throw your heart into your throat as you drop 144 feet into oblivion! It flies 67 miles an hour through barrel rolls! Thrill seekers will scream like babies! Go crazy and ride the roller coaster at New York Hotel and Casino.
Now we want to get from New York to Park MGM and then on to Aria, Vidara, and the Cosmo before stopping at Bellagio. Did you know there is a way to do that without really having to walk down the Las Vegas Strip at all? I'm going to show you how. When you get to New York, you're going to want to look for the Panasonic sign and the Pepsi sign and make your way down as if you were going to T-Mobile Arena.
Or alternatively, you could walk through the Soho-inspired village that's right in the center of the casino. But that would just make too much sense, wouldn't it?
When you've made it to the Swatch store, you know you're getting close. Tom's Watch Bar is going to be directly in front of you. There's going to be a Starbucks on your right. You're going to follow this hallway right down to Tom's Watch Bar and take a right. Now, once you've made it outside, you can't miss the directions to Park MGM and T-Mobile Arena. You're going to actually go straight past the Brooklyn Bridge and then hang a left. It's the space in between New York, T-Mobile Arena, and Park MGM. During Golden Knights games, this becomes like a tailgate zone. The local team, the Knights, they come here and party. Touring teams come here and party. Overall, it's a great experience. From here, if you wanted to get to Park MGM, you obviously just walk through the park. You can't miss the Dolby Live Theater, and you'll just cross the street, and you'll be in Park MGM, which, fun fact, used to be the Monte Carlo.
Taking place on the Strip today, the Monte Carlo officially becomes the Park MGM, even though we've seen the sign up for a while now.
Yeah, MGM Resorts is investing $550 million to give the property a makeover. As Dana said, the sign's been there for a while, but here's what's also new. New lobby, new bars, new restaurants, and the rooms are all part of the project. It's expected to be completed by the end of the year.
They went through a series of renovations in the early 2019, 2020s. They've made it a smoke-free establishment, and it's definitely targeted towards millennials.
From the resort company that brought you the mystery of Luxor and the enchantment of Excalibur comes the magic of Monte Carlo, the excitement of Las Vegas, the magic of Lance Burton, and the romance of Monte Carlo. This summer, make your own magic at the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino. Reserve your getaway today. The new Monte Carlo Resort and Casino in Las Vegas.
So once you get to the Park MGM using this door just by the T-Mobile Arena, you actually want to go straight and to the left. You're going to pass the Dolby Live Theater, and then you're going to follow the hallway all the way to the back. I'll show you where we're going. Before before we make our way further down the strip using secret tunnels and passageways and trams, I had to stop at one of my favorite places. If you've ever been to Italia, perhaps you Torontonians are familiar with it. Shout out to the 416. Park MGM has a beautiful open concept dining kitchen called Eataly. It has all sorts of options available to you. Gourmet Italian pizza, cocktails, wine, all sorts of sandwiches, and it's a really bright and welcoming environment. Unlike a lot of the casinos that keep you enclosed, they don't want to tell you what time it is. But as I look up at the entrance to the Park MGM from Eataly, there's actually a clock and windows. That's a rare treat. Definitely suggest spending some time here, or at the very least, getting a beverage.
Welcome to Eataly, Park MGM's ode to Italian indulgence. Whether you're craving artisanal sandwiches, handcrafted pastries, or a midday spritz, this open concept mercato delivers a slice of La Dolce Vita right in the heart of Vegas. And just beyond the espresso and mortadella, yup, slot machines are never far behind.
If you like Korean street food, you definitely have to check out Best Friend. Had the absolute privilege of eating here earlier this week, and I must say, it's an amazing experience. So you're gonna keep following the path down to the left once you've walked in from the T-Mobile Arena. You're gonna follow this pathway all the way down to the very end and hang a right.
We're now making our way through the Park MGM Casino, a smoke-free oasis in the desert of vices. You'll still find plenty of blackjack and buzz, just with a fresher scent. And if you need a break from the slots, the cocktail game here is almost as strong as the air conditioning.
This is where people get lost. Once you pass the center bar, keep your eye open for the high-limit slot machines and high-limit tables. There's gonna be a walkway, let you see behind me, and that's gonna take you to the hotel lobby. We're gonna follow that down, and we're gonna hang a right. Keep your eyes on the signs because they will tell you which way to go, but it's easy to get lost here.
Look, I know what you're thinking. Why do we need a video if there are signs everywhere? Well, because getting lost in Vegas is practically a rite of passage.
Once you've hit the pool, there's only two ways you can go. You want to go to the pool, you go straight. But obviously we're trying to get to Aria and then to Bellagio. So you're gonna hang a right. The big giveaway will be the conference center sign. Once you've reached the end of the hallway, you can only really go left. So we're gonna swing a left and you're gonna keep your eyes open on the signs. So from here, you have two options. You can walk through, get to Aria, Vidara, and Cosmo through the walkway, or if you want to just jet set right on over to Bellagio, you can take the tram right up here on the left as well. The tram also stops at Vidara. It takes a little bit longer, but it does save your feet. Pros and cons.
Yes, the signs are helpful, but Vegas hotels are basically mazes in disguise. So instead of wandering aimlessly, well, more aimlessly, we're catching the Aria Express. It's free, it's fast, and best of all, it gives our feet a much-needed break from all that stylish roaming. Hold on to your horses. Here comes another potentially copyright-infringing commercial break.
Do you want that love? Do you need that love? It's gonna make you run. It's gonna make you run. Oh, now do you want that love?
The center of attraction has shifted. Aria Resort and Casino at City Center, Las Vegas.
Now, for this video, we actually didn't head into Aria. Sorry about that, but we did visit on our trip, and oh my goodness, I love Aria. Be sure to check it out. Back to the Bellagio.
Once you've got to the Bellagio stop, there's only really one way you can go, and that's straight. When you get off, you're gonna walk, and you can get to the Bellagio Resort and Casino, the Cosmopolitan, and Vidara. When you get down the escalators, you're going to want to walk through these doors and hang an immediate left. That'll take you straight down to the back of Bellagio. Let's go. Now, I should point out, if you want to go to Cosmo or Vidara, you're actually going to hang a right. But now we're going on to Bellagio, so you're going to want to take a left. The signs are right there. It kind of helps. Normally when you come to Bellagio, they have a beautiful conservatory filled with fresh flowers, so much that the aroma just encapsulates the entire space. Of course, I came here today and they're building a new set, so we don't get to see that today. But we've made it all the way from Mandalay down to Bellagio, going through walkways and taking 2 trams. Once again, Bellagio is an MGM property. If you figured it out, it goes Mandalay, Luxor, Excalibur, MGM, New York, Park MGM, Aria, Bellagio. All of this strip is owned by MGM Resorts International. So if you haven't noticed the trend, well, there you go. I pointed it out for you.
From stunning by day to dazzling by night, the Bellagio fountains are Vegas at its most theatrical. Sure, they're just water and lights, but somehow they still make you feel like you're watching the grand finale of your own travel movie. But we've still got lots to explore.
We've just got to Bellagio, and now we're gonna walk from Bellagio out over to Caesar's Palace. We're gonna check out the shops of Caesar's Palace before we hit up the Linq. So the easiest way to get to the shops of Caesar's Palace is to just follow the tiled floor from the Bellagio check-in straight back, and then you're gonna wanna hang a right. That'll take you right down to the strip again, and we'll go from there.
I've actually stayed at the Bellagio before. I'm still not sure how they let me in. Maybe they mistook me for someone important, or maybe it was the backpack. Either way, this is the lobby. All the chandeliers and glass. That's the Mayfair Supper Club on the right. I didn't eat there, but I did walk confidently past it like I had a reservation. Act like you belong, right?
Perhaps you won it big in Vegas, you want to spend some cash that you just won, you should check out the shops at Bellagio. We've got Dior, we've got Chanel coming, Louis Vuitton is here, Tiffany & Company. If you got a lot of money to blow, I found the place for you.
The shops at Bellagio, where window shopping is free, but eye contact with a sales associate might cost you rent. Don't worry though, I'm just passing through, like a tourist in Gucci's natural habitat.
I forgot to mention there's also an official Rolex dealer here too. No big deal. So you followed the walkway from Bellagio, and now you've hit a pivotal point. You can either turn left behind me and go on to Caesar's Palace, which is what we're about to do, or you can go straight, and that'll take you right back out to Las Vegas Boulevard. Let's go to Caesar's Palace and check out the shops of Caesar's. So we've made it to Caesar's Palace. We've officially exited the MGM resort properties, and now we're entering into our first Caesar's owned property. And of course, it's their flagship resort, Caesar's Palace. We just walked in through the door from the walkway. We're taking an immediate right, and we're gonna follow this down to the shops of Caesar's Palace to check out some free shows as well as the shops. There's some fun stuff that is ahead, so stay tuned, keep watching.
Fun fact, Caesar's Palace opened back in 1966, and despite the name, there was never actually a Caesar who lived here. But with the Roman statues, marble columns, and a whole lot of drama, it does feel like somewhere Julius would have booked a weekend.
If you like cigars, Caesar's Palace has an amazing cigar bar with table games. These hotels are designed to tempt you into gambling. That's why all of the good stuff is usually hidden in the back, making you have to walk through the casino and being tempted by all the flashing lights and noises and the chance to win a huge jackpot. But once you follow the walkway down through Caesar's Palace, you'll get to the Forum shops. We've reached it now. We talked about this earlier in Bellagio, where there's a lot of money to be spent, but you could actually spend some pretty decent coin here as well. We've got Saint Laurent, Jimmy Choo, Coach, Fendi, and more. We're gonna keep walking and exploring. Man, I need to hit the jackpot or something, right?
If we can't win the jackpot, we may as well window shop at approximately 400 miles per hour.
one thing I really love about this Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace is just the beautiful amount of art that they put into this. Even looking up at the sky, they've simulated a nice sunset in Rome. Kind of makes you feel like you're outside and almost lets you forget for a minute that you're in a casino. The last couple times I've been here, and at least since the start of Caesar's Palace, the Forums, they actually had the Atlantis show, which is right here in the center of the atrium, Thursday through Monday on the hour, starting at 12 noon, going from 8 p.m., and then it goes dark on Tuesday and Wednesday. But yes, this is where the Atlantis show is.
Sadly, I didn't stick around for the Atlantis show, but we did catch a glimpse behind the magic. Yep, that's a real person cleaning the fish tank. Respect. Then it's back to wandering through the Forum Shops, where the sky is always blue, the stores are always expensive, and yes, the escalators are curved, because why not?
So what's really cool about these escalators is that they were, at the time, and may still very well be, the only curved escalators in the world when they opened. Pretty wild stuff. And that's one of the things I appreciate about Las Vegas, is that there's so much innovation and creativity and architecture, and it really does make you feel like you're in a totally different place. But then you look around and remember, you're still in Vegas.
We're back in the sunlight on the Las Vegas Strip, and we're gonna check out what's going on at the Mirage Hotel and Casino. Or should I say, the Hard Rock?
As much as I'm excited to see yet another new hotel pop up on the Las Vegas Strip, I will say I'm very sad to see what's behind me. The Mirage Hotel and Casino was easily my favorite hotel on the Strip. It had such a beautiful atrium with live plants. It had arguably the best pool on the Strip as far as I'm concerned, with the waterfalls and grottos. But alas, they're tearing it down and turning it into the Hard Rock Hotel Las Vegas. Not too sure when it's gonna open, but as you see behind me, they've got the demolition started. And if you know anything about Vegas, things don't move fast when it comes to construction. R.I.P. Mirage. What was really cool about Mirage when it opened is that Siegfried and Roy actually had their show here. In fact, one of them got injured when the lions or tiger bit them, so yikes. Talk about a bad show. That's why it's called Siegfried and Roy Drive, in honor of them. It'll be interesting to see what the Hard Rock ends up looking like, but from their concepts, it does look pretty neat.
A big guitar hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. Today, Hard Rock International presented its early renderings of its newly acquired Strip property. Sasha Loftus joins us live from outside the Mirage, the future location of the new Hard Rock property in town. Sasha.
Kirsten, we finally have a better idea of what this new hotel will look like here on the Strip. You'll remember earlier this year, Hard Rock entered into an agreement to purchase the Mirage and really completely change it up. Hard Rock International submitted its application, including renderings, with a design for the guitar-shaped tower that everyone's been talking about. Those behind the plan say their goal is to create a style similar to the other Hard Rock locations around the country. Now, the hotel will have over 3,600 rooms and 174,000 square feet of casino space. Renovations also planned for villas, a private gaming room, event and meeting spaces. Now, the Mirage will continue to operate as normal until plans for the Hard Rock are finalized, and the Hard Rock itself is set to open sometime in 2025. Reporting live on the Las Vegas Strip tonight, Sasha Loftus, 8 News Now.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming, already in progress. We're heading off to the Linq Hotel and Casino, formerly known as Imperial Palace.
So now we've made it to yet another Caesars property. This one is the Linq. You might remember this hotel and casino from the movie Austin Powers. I actually once stayed here, and there were patio doors that opened, and it looked over at the carnival court, which is just behind me. And on a weekend night, it got so loud. And if you don't believe me, ask our good friend and contributor, Coach Hesse. Anyway, this is the Linq Hotel and Casino. I will say, all that walking, even though it's windy, definitely takes a lot out of you. Be sure to hydrate, because it's dry and arid. One observation about the Linq and the Flamingo is that while they are modern and yes, they've been updated to an extent, their rates are sometimes lower than those of MGM resorts and, well, as a result, actually attracts, well, a certain demographic, let's just say. I know I've stayed at the Linq and while the room was amazing and the location is certainly great, we had some very noisy neighbors and found some amazing things in the restroom. I'll let your imagination just wander. But, you know, if you want to do Vegas on the cheap and not worry about a hotel room because you're not actually going to be there for a while, maybe the Linq or Flamingo's for you.
If you're okay dealing with Gen Z party animals, the Linq's fine and affordable. Anyway, let's get back to the Linq Promenade.
We have officially made it to the Linq. We're making our way back down the strip on the opposite side of Las Vegas Boulevard. I'm not gonna lie, I come to the Linq for pretty much one thing: In-N-Out Burger. Yeah! So far, this is the only In-N-Out on the Las Vegas Strip. However, they have announced that a massive brand new In-N-Out burger is coming to the Las Vegas Strip soon, and I can't wait. Based on the concepts that have been released, it is going to be an amazing In-N-Out experience. I believe it's going to be the largest In-N-Out burger ever. So, we're here. You know what that means. Gotta get me some In-N-Out. Aw, yeah.
For those of you that have never had In-N-Out, you don't know what you're missing.
I have been looking forward to this since I found out I was coming back to Vegas. God, I love me In-N-Out. Yum!
And now you get to watch me stuff my face with food, because everyone loves watching people eat on camera, right?
We officially got my In-N-Out fix out of the way, and now we're gonna continue on down to the Strip. Our next stop is actually right beside the Linq, the Flamingo, and I'm gonna show you something cool that you may or may not know when you get there. Let's go check it out.
Sundown, the Flamingo's got the fun. From a buffet with a view to specialty dining with a real flair. The world-famous Radio City Rockettes, or the fun of Forever Plaid. The Flamingo Hilton, Las Vegas.
All right, so when you come into the Flamingo, you want to go straight and just follow the road until you get to the Flamingo Gardens. There, you'll see that there's actually live flamingos that you can check out for free. When you hit the Havana bar, you're going to want to go outside and take a look at the Flamingo Garden.
Once upon a time in Las Vegas, this was the Flamingo Hilton, a name that somehow made it sound both glamorous and like your grandparents might own it. But long before that, the Flamingo was the first luxury hotel on the Strip. Opened in 1946 by Bugsy Siegel, yes, that Bugsy, it helped kick off the Las Vegas that we know today. The garden here is a surprisingly peaceful escape from the noise and neon, complete with waterfalls, koi ponds, and of course, real flamingos. If you listen closely, you might still catch an echo of old Las Vegas. Or maybe that's just someone's ringtone.
So we took the free monorails from Mandalay Bay down to Bellagio with a little bit of walking, but there is an official monorail in Las Vegas, and I actually haven't tried it yet. So we're gonna follow the pathway down at the Flamingo to get to the Las Vegas Monorail.
We're now following the signs to the monorail, but I swear this feels like a maze. You've got random shops, burlesque mannequins making hard eye contact, and endless marble hallways. If you feel like you're lost, don't worry, you're probably going the right way. Just keep following the signs for the monorail, and eventually you'll pop out at the station, like you meant to do that all along.
Not gonna lie, don't recall taking the monorail, so we're following the path and we're gonna see where it takes us. As much as the MGM and monorails were free, I do believe there is a fee for this one, but we're gonna find out together.
After years of wandering Las Vegas on foot and hopping the free hotel trams, I figured it was finally time to try the official Las Vegas monorail. But then this map. It looks simple, but don't let it fool you. Distances in Vegas are like optical illusions. Everything's further than it appears.
We actually took the Las Vegas Monorail. We actually decided to go and see how far up this takes us. The last stop is the Harrah station, which is the closest you can get to the stratosphere. And I'm trying to find my way to Fontainebleau, and it's kind of in between stations. I'm just kind of going with the flow. I'm currently at the Westgate Hotel. I've been here years ago when I was probably not even a teenager, maybe just a teenager. And if I recall correctly, there was a Star Trek show. That would have been back in the, 90s, because I'm old.
You will regret defying me! For 30 years, you've sat and watched. Now, it's your turn to enter the 24th century. Star Trek The Experience at the Las Vegas Hilton. This time, it's real. For ticket information, call 1-888-GO-BOLDLY.
Anyway, we are here at Westgate Station after just taking the Las Vegas Monorail. I was right, it is not free, but for $13 American, you can get a 24-hour pass, which is all I need. And during the week, the monorail is actually open about 19 hours or something like that, 18 hours. But now I gotta figure out what the hell to do to get out of here. Wish us luck.
Ah yes, the giant sign with an arrow that says Westgate. Probably should have seen that 5 minutes ago. Look, I never claimed to be a cartographer.
The thing about the Westgate is that it's definitely a lot quieter than some of the hotels on the Strip. Definitely dated, but I think that's classic Vegas, at least like 70s, 80s. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know when this one was built, but we're here at Westgate. It's my first time as an adult. Whoop.
Westgate might not look like much now, but back in its heyday, when it was the Las Vegas Hilton, it was one of the crown jewels of the Strip, or, well, just off it. This place was all glitz, glam, and Vegas grandeur. And speaking of royalty, the king himself, Elvis Presley, performed here over 600 times. That's right, this was his Vegas castle, his home away from Graceland. Crowds packed in night after night to see him. Today, they still got a little tribute to him tucked away inside, which honestly feels more respectful than some of the impersonators you'll see roaming the Strip.
I mean, I don't know that I love Westgate, but I also don't hate it. More research to follow. All right, so we talked to a valet, and we're a little bit ways back from the Strip. So the easiest thing to do is if you're trying to get to Resorts World International or Fountainbleau, you follow the walkway by the check-in desk, and then you apparently look for Elvis Presley Way when you get past the convention center. So we're going to attempt to do that. Wish me luck.
Good luck, Andrew, I think.
When I said we were a little ways back from the Strip, I didn't realize just how far back we were. We're at the corner of Elvis Presley Boulevard and Paradise Road. The Westgate's behind me, and our destination, the Fountainbleau, is directly ahead of us. So we're going the right way. Things we learned today. While the monorail is really cool and will get you places quickly, don't let the size of the map fool you, because the distance from the map and the monorail is actually larger than it looks on this little tiny map. We also learned that it's really windy today. We're getting our steps in today, boys and girls. Fitness! Ay, ay, ay.
After getting our steps in, we finally arrived at the newest kid on the Vegas block, Fontainebleau. A name with history, a look that's all glam. It only took 2 decades and a small economical collapse to finally open. But hey, better late than never, right?
So we finally made it to the Fountainbleau Hotel and Resort. This is one of the newest hotels in the Strip. Now, interesting history. This was originally announced back in 2005, and it didn't actually open until December of 2023, so about a couple years ago. But it actually went bankrupt during the process of building, and it sat vacant for a while. Then construction started again, just pre-pandemic, but of course the pandemic happened, and then all construction stopped. So there was serious questions amongst locals as if this place was ever going to open or if it was just going to be a shell. Well, here we are in 2025, and the Fountainbleau lives, and it's one of the nicest, newest hotels on the Las Vegas Strip. This is my first time coming here, so I'm very excited to see what it's all about. I've heard some great things. The only complaint, of course, is that it is a little further down the Strip, but that's fine. Anyway, we're gonna explore and maybe get a drink, because we've been working out.
now that we've earned those calories, it's time to see where we might lose a few dollars. Fontainebleau's casino is sleek, modern, and definitely not designed for budget travelers. But hey, it's shiny, it's new, and just walking through it feels like you've already made a high-stakes bet with your self-control. Taking a look around, it's very elegant, very modern. You can tell who their target demographic is. It certainly is attracted to high spenders. To my left is Gucci or Gucci. To my right, Cartier is coming. Justin Timberlake opened this up. It's not a bad way to open a hotel, though I heard he may have stayed at a different casino that night. In any case, this is my first time at Fontainebleau, and I couldn't be more excited. It took a lot to get here, so cheers. We made it. You know, when you walk through Fontainebleau, it's easy to forget the nearly 2-decade saga it took just to open this place. Originally announced back in 2005, yes, the same year that YouTube launched and Paris Hilton was still on TV, this massive $3.7 billion project went bankrupt mid-construction and sat as an empty concrete skeleton for years. Locals started calling it the ghost of the Strip, and honestly, at one point, it felt like it was just there to confuse tourists and haunt real estate agents. But like a phoenix rising from a pile of missed investor calls and recession nightmares, it finally opened in December of 2023. And now, it's all marble floors, curated art pieces, designer shops, and a food court so chic, you'll start second-guessing your Chipotle order. The design here is sleek, modern, and just bougie enough to make you wonder if you accidentally walked into a fashion show. Even the casino feels like it's judging me for wearing sneakers. Still, I gotta admit, it's beautiful. The energy is fresh, the lighting is dreamy, and if you're the kind of traveler who likes their luxury served with a little drama and a long backstory, well, Fontainebleau delivers. I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I haven't been to Circus Circus since I was like a teenager. I've heard rumors that Circus Circus is going to be demolished soon, so this may be my last opportunity to check out Circus Circus. So even though it's probably unofficially voted one of the older / dirtiest hotels on the Strip, we're going to go make our way across the street to Circus Circus because, hey, it might be our last chance. Just look at her. Bold, brash, and somehow still standing, like the Vegas version of a childhood funhouse that nobody's had the heart to shut down or redecorate. So Circus Circus opened in 1968, definitely making it one of the OGs of the Las Vegas Strip. The fact that it still stands today is a testament to something. I don't know what. But I haven't been here since I was probably a teenager. I've heard it's going to be demolished. So you know what? We're going to check it out. This is the second roller coaster on the Strip. Circus Circus does have an indoor theme park, an arcade. I don't know what else to tell you about it. So here we go. 1968, old school Vegas. Circus Circus. Somehow both a time capsule and a fever dream. Welcome to Circus Circus, where the only thing scarier than the clowns is the carpet.
Welcome to a circus of excitement where thrill rides, midway games, live circus acts, and great food are a Las Vegas tradition. Run away and join the circus for $19.50 now through June. Call 1-800-444-2472.
Whatever it is you like to do, you'll find it right here at the circus where there's something just for you.
Welcome to the Midway, a paradise for kids, chaos for parents, and a jackpot of overstimulation for everyone else, especially those with ADHD like me. From skee ball to whack-a-mole, it's got that classic carnival charm, minus the fresh air and cotton candy. Honestly, it's like Vegas got drunk, went to a county fair, and never looked back. Okay, I can only spend so much time in here. I just had to come pay homage and respect to a hotel that's been here since 1968. They have a Midway, definitely great for kids while it lasts. They also have free shows, so certainly something to check out while it's still here. Had to come pay respects. 1968, come on. That's OG Vegas. We're going to Slots of Fun now? Slots of Fun, where the slots are loose, the drinks are cheap, and the vibe says your lucky penny might actually work here. My God, this place feels dated.
So we just confirmed with locals / staff that Circus Circus is actually up for sale. Now, there's all sorts of rumors going around that Disney's throating the idea of buying it and putting in some kind of resort with no gambling. I mean, I could see Disney buying property here and having a Disney World resort or Disney something resort, but at the same time, I don't know. It's Vegas. It just seems off-brand. Then there was a joke that Elon might buy Circus Circus, but let's not go there. Anyway, cheers, Vegas. We just loaded up on our drink, got a refill. We're back on the strip. We're making our way back towards Mandalay and Luxor. We're currently at Circus Circus and making our way past Resorts World International. Now, here's a fun fact about Resorts World International. It was so expensive and they didn't know the original owner group who it was going to be owned by. Then Resorts World got involved. Then Hilton got involved. So from what I understand, there's like 4 or 5 different Hilton branded hotels in there, including Conrad, Hilton, and then Resorts World, of course. I recall going in there once briefly, maybe last year or the year before, or I'm imagining that because I've watched a couple of YouTube videos on it. Either way, it looks nice, and it's the second newest after Fountainbleau. Yeah. Anywho, we're gonna start making our way back.
Though the fact that I can't remember if I've been here or just watched a video about it probably says more about me than it does the hotel. Vegas. Am I right?
We are at Resorts World International on the site of the former Stardust Hotel, another OG Vegas. This hotel opened in 2021 and has about 4 or 5 different hotels in it. We're gonna walk through the lobby, check it out, and see what's going on.
Resorts World stands on the ashes of the Stardust, but its own story is just as wild. The original project broke ground in 2007, then promptly fell into bankruptcy limbo during the Great Recession. For years, the site sat frozen in time, like a reminder of dreams deferred, or just really slow paperwork. After multiple ownership changes and false starts, Resorts World finally opened up in 2021 with 3 Hilton brands under one roof, over 3,500 hotel rooms, and the largest LED screen on the strip. At least if you're late to the party, you might as well show up glowing.
I love that they actually pay homage to the Stardust Hotel. That's so classy. If I'm not mistaken, Resorts World International has the largest LED sign outside of the Sphere on the Las Vegas Strip. At night, you can't miss it.
Alright, I know I already mentioned the LED sign, but look, when something's the size of a football field and brighter than my future, it kinda demands a double shout out. Now, let's get back onto the strip. Encore and Wynn are up ahead, where elegance meets excess and the odds are about as generous as the dress code.
I'm Steve Wynn, and this is my new hotel, the only one I've ever signed my name to. Can I get down now?
Continuing on Las Vegas Boulevard, we are now at Wynn, a beautiful, beautiful hotel, both Wynn and Encore. And Wynn actually has the only golf course on the Las Vegas Strip. We rode past it on the monorail and it was just beautiful. Like, it was hard to believe that there was actually a golf course on the Las Vegas Strip. So we're currently in the shops at Wynn. We're trying to find our way back to the monorail. We're gonna make our way back to MGM and then Luxor, our hotel.
The shops at Wynn, where even window shopping comes with a side of financial anxiety.
We just learned something really cool. I was asking one of the valets which way to the monorail. Side note, it's back that way. There's a lot across the street from Wynn and Encore, and I just learned that there will be building a new Wynn West. So Wynn Las Vegas will be getting bigger, and it's going to be located directly across the street from Wynn Las Vegas and Encore, and kitty corner to the Fashion Show Mall. I feel like I got a scoop, but then again, it's probably out there on the internet and I just haven't read it yet. But still, cool to see that Wynn has Wynn Encore and Wynn West coming. Also, they're opening up a Wynn in Dubai, New York. So Wynn's growing. Interesting little tip. These are the things you find out when you talk to people.
Wynn's legacy? Well, it's complicated. But the branding? That's easy. You've got Wynn, Encore, and soon Wynn West, because when you've already conquered luxury, why not take on the compass? I assume Wynn North, South, and slightly Wynn adjacent are also in the pipeline. And just like that, we've teleported from Wynn to the elegant embrace of the Palazzo. High ceilings, marbled floors, and just enough grandeur to make you briefly question if your outfit is good enough to be in here. Spoiler, It isn't, but don't worry. Confidence counts for more than couture in Vegas. Just left Venetian and we're back on the Las Vegas Strip. Venetian, from what I've been told, has either the most hotel rooms or the largest convention space. I can't remember which one. Fact check me, comment below. But we're back on the Las Vegas Strip, back where we were earlier this afternoon by Mirage, or the former Mirage, soon to be Hard Rock. And we're gonna find our way back to the monorail. I wanna get you back to MGM because I got a story about that. But really quick, while we're down on this side of the Strip, I'm gonna flip around here. So Treasure Island was another one of those family-friendly resorts that was built in the 90s, I believe it was.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Police Drama.
This is our most ambitious voyage ever. Centuries ago, we set out to create a place where excitement bordered on madness, where adventure lay waste to daily routine, self-indulgent, even decadent at times. Until now, we existed only in your dreams. But we will no longer be confined to the boundaries of your imagination. We are real. To most, this is an invitation to an adventure larger than life. To the rest, consider this fair warning. We're here.
They had a huge pirate show with actors and actresses and flames and fire.
Pass this on to His Royal Highness.
Time out properly so that when you were at Treasure Island and the show ended, you would walk by the Mirage and see the volcano waterfall show at the Mirage Hotel, which was quite spectacular. MGM Resorts International used to own TI, and there was a little kind of tram gondola thing that connected between Mirage and TI. Some would say it was faster to walk there. You be the judge. I believe, and again, you can fact check me in the comments below, but I believe now that TI stands on its own and it's no longer part of MGM Resorts, because I certainly don't see it in my rewards program, and the pirate show has long since been gone. Anyway, we're at Venetian. We're gonna head back to the Linq and catch the monorail back to MGM. I should probably mention as we make our way back that I didn't hit every casino on the Strip this time, but hey, gotta leave something for next time, right? So from the Linq, we went all the way down, past the elevators, past the pink zebra, and around the corner, up some escalators, and we are currently looking for the Las Vegas Monorail, which is right here beside Harrah's. Catching the monorail at the Linq. We're going to head back to MGM Grand, tell you one quick story, and then I'm going to show you how to walk from MGM Grand through Excalibur to Luxor. Time to give the old feet a break. We're hopping the monorail back to MGM Grand. One last ride before we wrap this up. We made it back to MGM Grand and we're heading back to the Excalibur. We just took the Las Vegas Monorail from the Linq to MGM. We're gonna go through the lobby to get back to the Las Vegas Strip, take the walkway over to New York, New York, and then I'm gonna show you how to get from New York, New York through Excalibur and back to Luxor, our final destination for this video.
When you're the world's largest hotel and entertainment complex, the MGM Grand, you need plenty of wide-open spaces. So it's only fitting that a city of pyramids, palaces, and castles would be the new home of our 5,000-room kingdom, complete with a magical Emerald City, a 15,000-seat event center, even a 33-acre theme park. Las Vegas, where the lion will reign supreme. Try to take it.
Welcome to the MGM Grand, our first real look in this video. It's massive, iconic, and yes, the camera shake is all part of the immersive experience. Just pretend it's a stylish choice and not me running on zero sleep and too much caffeine. And there goes the hardest working employee here.
So back in the 90s when the MGM opened, it was obviously themed after MGM Motion Pictures, and they owned the rights to The Wizard of Oz, which is legendary in itself. When this hotel opened, they actually themed it off of The Wizard of Oz, and I remember as a kid, maybe a teenager, coming in the lobby and seeing the Emerald City, and they had Dorothy and the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Scarecrow. It was just this beautiful display.
Before it was the ultra-modern MGM Grand we know today, this place leaned hard into the magic of the movies, specifically The Wizard of Oz. When it opened in 1993, you'd walk into an Emerald City atrium, pass by animatronic characters, and even stroll down a literal yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
It was all part of MGM's short-lived attempt at being family-friendly. You know, before they realized most people weren't bringing their toddlers to the poker table.
That again was back in the days of family-friendly Vegas, which have obviously long since gone away. So now the MGM Grand is just this modern, millennial hangout. Anyway, that's some history about MGM Grand.
Wait a second, weren't we already at New York, New York? Yup, it's deja vu, but with more steps. We're making our way back to Luxor, but instead of hopping the monorail from Excalibur to Mandalay and doubling back, I'm going to show you how to sneak through the castle and get to Luxor. No magic spells required.
To get through Luxor without having to take the monorail from Excalibur to Mandalay and then back, you're actually gonna walk straight down into the Excalibur entrance, past Dick's, go downstairs, and then back upstairs through the food court. Follow me and I'll take you there.
We're back inside the castle, and at this point, I'd trade my kingdom for a nap.
If memory serves me correctly, you used to be able to actually pull up on Arthur's sword, and if you were able to get it up, you would win some kind of prize. But again, that was way back in the 90s, and I frankly don't remember, but it's kind of there.
Okay, so as it turns out, I was confusing Excalibur with Disneyland. You could never pull a sword from the stone here, unless you count the struggle of pulling off a winning hand at the poker table. My bad. Let's keep moving. Through the gates, up the escalator, and onward to the most noble of medieval traditions, the food court.
So again, walk past Dick's Last Resort, take a left, like a U-turn, go up the escalator, and then you're gonna walk towards the buffet, and then you're gonna get to the Excalibur food court. Follow the signs back towards Luxor and Mandalay Bay, and you don't even have to get to the Las Vegas Boulevard. You can just walk right down here.
Ye old signage guiding lost souls from fried food to pharaohs, but it'll get you from Excalibur to Luxor faster than a night in heat chasing a bar wench at last call.
You're gonna go down this really, really long hallway. It kind of feels like you're going nowhere, but believe me, it's connecting you from Excalibur to Luxor. When you get to the blue virtual reality machines, you're gonna swing a right and then a left, and you'll be back at Luxor.
Well, folks, this is it, my final narration. Let's bring it home to the Luxor before I start narrating in my sleep.
And there you have it. The entirety of my walk from Luxor to Mandalay Bay, the tram over to Excalibur, Excalibur to New York, New York, across the street to Park MGM, the tram from Park MGM over to Bellagio. Bellagio, we went across the street and to Caesar's Palace. From Caesar's Palace, we went to the Linq, had some in and out, checked out the free Flamingo Gardens at the Flamingo Hotel, took the monorail to the Westgate, walked from there to Fountainbleau, had a drink at Fountainbleau, checked out Circus Circus, and lots of fun. Made our way through Wynn and Venetian, and then took the monorail back from the Linq all the way back to MGM. Stopped at MGM, walked across the way to New York, New York, Excalibur, and now we're back at Luxor. I really hope you've enjoyed this aimlessly wandering about Las Vegas. Be sure to like and subscribe and drop some comments in. Maybe I missed some things. You can always check out aimlesslywandering.tv. Now it's time to rest. It's been a long day. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Aimlessly Wandering out.